Hey, welcome to BeamNG. Today we have a beginner's guide. This is not the easiest game to learn how to play right away. It's not intuitive, so let's jump right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is go into your options and click on user interface and enable advanced functions right there. Okay, go back to your main menu and hit play, and we're going to go to free roam right now and just spawn into the grid map. Alright, first of all, you're going to learn the camera controls. Hold your right mouse button and move the camera around. Right now you're in orbit mode. And on your joystick, if you push the right stick in, it'll reset it. And you can free up the camera by hitting Shift C. And now you can move by using A, W, and D, and S. W for forward, S for back, etc. And you can also change your field of view once you set it to whatever your controls are going to be for that field of view. In free mode, you can move it in. I like about 35. It's more realistic than having it so close at the other one. It's more of a realistic field of view. Okay, let's get back into our normal orbit and camera. There's a whole bunch of cameras you can cycle through. There's the driver camera, onboard hood, external. This one's great for cinematic shots. It'll follow the action, kind of. Relative. Once you're in relative, you can position the camera anywhere in the car if you want. Like if you want to just drive around, look at the front tires, the suspension's going, you could do that. So that's the relative cam. And the chase cam, that'll keep the position, like arcade style behind you. And top down and back to orbit. Now, if you don't want to cycle through those each time, go into your settings and then go to camera. And right here you can take off the ones you don't like top down, and I never use that. Chase, I never use that. Onboard hood, rarely. Driver in orbit, that's perfect. So hit escape to get back out of there. Okay, now to spawn a car, say you don't like the standard truck here, just click on the vehicles. And let's get the new Cherry. Yeah, one of these. How about the Vivace 270? And you can either replace or spawn new. Spawn it right next to the car you just had, and you have control of this one. Now if you want to take control of the other one, just hit tab and you're back to here. So now you can drive around and smash into each other. There's another way to spawn cars too. It's really handy, using the world editor. Don't get too intimidated by this. Just hit F11. I know it's super complicated looking. It's not too bad. Right here I got it already open, but if it wasn't open, you would find it in tools and gameplay, multi-vehicle spawner. Now you're gonna you can choose which vehicle group you're gonna use. Let's see, we can get all Moonhawks. And we can choose whatever detective. We can choose whatever configuration we want for it. We can get the drag version and choose colors, whatnot. And then when you're done with that, just hit done. And then choose how you want to spawn. Like if there's a road, they'll spawn out onto the road. In this case, I want them to spawn in a line to my right. So I'll choose line right. And this is the gap in between the cars. Let's reduce that gap a little bit, about 7. And I want to spawn 10 of them. And here you can do the AI control. Dynamic respawn, I'll explain that later, and we'll just have them go stop for now. So we're going to spawn, and this might take a while, so I'll edit the waiting part out. Okay, there they are. And just hit F11 again to get out of here. And now you got a nice row of cars there. Take a look at. You notice my frame rate is really taking a dive. So that's the sacrifice you make when you spawn a lot of vehicles. because there's a lot going on in this game. I mean, every little piece of this vehicle is its own entity, kind of, you know. And so you can do that. Now I'm gonna pop back out of here and get rid of these cars and be right back. Okay, we're back. So let's do what we came here to do, and that's like crash cars, right? Okay, so let's spawn another car. Let's just clone this one. That's a nice little option. There's some stuff to play with up in here. AI clone. You can, if you want to get rid of a car, just hit the wrench and remove it. There you go. Let's clone one, and then we're gonna go. Then we're gonna get lined up and crash it, and then I'll show you how to use the slow-mo feature, because that's the cool part of this game. Or simulation. Okay, so get ready to hit pause. J will be our stock pause. So get ready to hit that when you're all lined up. Okay, now to slow down into slow-mo, you're gonna hit Alt and then your left arrow under your right shift key. So 2 times slower, 4, 8, 16, 100, etc. So 16 is good for, you know, if you're just goofing around. Unpause it, then you can move the camera around. What's fun to do is wait until you know where they're going to be and pause it, and then free up the camera. Like hit Shift C. Now you can get right up where they're going to be and get your camera all positioned for it nicely. There you go. And then once you're ready, you can unpause it and watch them crash. And then to get back to normal speed, just hit Alt down, and then you're back into real time. Okay, so let's reset these cars. Let's hit R, and then Tab to get to the other car, and then R to reset that one. Okay, let's use the camera back into orbit so we know which cars we're in. Okay, so now I want to show you how to use the AI to set up a chase. So I'm gonna tell this car to flee from me, so now I can go chase it. But who wants to see a chasing pickup truck? So let's get different cars. Let's just reset these. How about we just go up here and change the cars out to something a little more sporty and crazy. How about this one? We'll replace that one. And let's tab over to this guy and replace him with the Burnside Custom. That's a nice one. And let's make it and change the color up here. Rose pink, royal blue, seafoam green. That sounds nice. And we'll replace current. Alright, so should we chase the Burnside? Let's tap over here, click on the AI and tell it to flee, and then unpause. Yeah, whoa. give it a little head start here. I think we're probably faster than it is. Yeah, you get the idea. It's how to do a little chase. Now say you wanted to set up some traffic in the city and drive around and do some crashes. Let's do that. I'll meet you back in the city. Okay, here we are. I spawned into the East Coast USA map, and I want to show you how to spawn some AI traffic. And first, what we need to do is we need to customize the UI apps right over here and add. We need to add an app, and a whole bunch of apps are going to pop up over here. Lots of fun stuff. But right now we're looking for the traffic AI. There we go. And from this screen you can move it to wherever you like. Put it up there and then hit the check mark and you're done. And then escape. Okay, so with the traffic and the respawn, it's kind of interesting. I'm going to spawn, say 3 cars and tell it to do random. It seems to work better for traffic than traffic does. I don't know, maybe it's different now since the update. and just leave the respawn on there. And once they're spawned, you know, wherever you go, there's going to be 3 cars generally in your vicinity. And so if you drive away from these guys, they're just going to disappear and respawn like where you're going to be. So I'm going to tell them to go, and I'm going to hide this little interface here. And they're just going to drive around all crazy already. I'm going to get away from that guy before he crashes me. But I want to show you an example. I'm going to go the other way, because you just saw those 2 guys leave. I didn't see the 3rd car yet, but I'm sure it's out here somewhere. See what I mean? There's a traffic right there, and a truck up here. We gotta pass on a curve now. See? That's why you don't pass on a curve. Look at these guys, they're already crashing. And so there's our 3 cars. So if we continue on, there'll be some more traffic cars up here. See that? That's kind of cool. So you don't have to spawn a ton of traffic to get a ton of traffic. So now that you know how to spawn traffic, maybe you wanna record a replay and look at it cinematically and make a video about it. So what do? Okay, let's pull over to the side of the road here and do just that. Okay, we're gonna edit our user interface, customize UI apps again, hit the plus, and we're gonna look for replay. There it is, and find it and move it wherever you like. I usually put it down here at the bottom and hit check mark. And this is pretty simple and self-explanatory. Record new replay. So it's going to record the action now, and you can just go about your business and do what you do. And we'll find some trouble to get into over here. Oh, we're already in trouble. That's cool. Okay, so something cool happened. Let's save it. So let's click the same button, which is now a square, and save the recording. Now it's immediately going to start playing it. So you can pause and rewind that, and then set up your camera angles. I was going to go for an external shot here. So once you unpause, the external shot will start playing. And I like to hide the user interface from the screen by hitting Alt U. That way there's no clutter on the screen. And if you're recording, you know, your screenshot software or whatever, you know, it's a nice clean picture. So here we go. I'm going to unpause, and it's going to replay what we just did, which will be kind of neat because it was kind of a cool crash. Kind of jumped over that car there. Here we go. That was cool. So that's how it's done. Okay, so say you don't want to use the stock camera angle. You want to do something a little different. You can rewind this, and we're going to open up our world editor again, hitting F11. And we're going to go close that. We're going to go to camera path editor and hit new. And this is kind of a chore to use, but it's not too bad. So let's go back to the truck, and let's go to the free cam. And so the replay controls here have the timeline here, which you can step through using these controls here. And when you get to a spot you like, you can add a marker, and that will add a camera just as the camera you have is now. So get it all set and hit add marker. This is going to be our start. So I'll advance a second, a few seconds it takes to get going. There it goes. And I'll move the camera over and take another shot with my add marker and move a second, etc. You can move 2 seconds at a time. I think we should, just for demonstration, and get it set up again like you want. Maybe start turning so that we can see where we're going for the audience, and add a marker, advance a second, add a marker, advance a second. This can be tedious on a long shot. So I'm going to blow through it real quick. I'm not going to take a lot of time staging it, but you get the idea. So advance, and probably just leave the camera right here. So we're add a marker, and then we're going to play, close editor. And you're going to want to get ready to pause because it'll start playing it right away, and you're not going to be ready for it to play right away. So hit pause, and then rewind, and then hit Alt-U to remove all the clutter from the screen, and now unpause. And get your screen capture recorder ready, get it going. Okay, consider it going, and unpause. And now it's going to record a little movie for us here. See how the camera took up with the action there? And it's averaging each position we made. And that was a thing of beauty, man. Alright. Well, I think I've covered probably more than enough for a beginner to get started with. I hope this helps somebody. I'll talk to you guys soon.